You can earn $90,000 a year and feel completely broke. Or earn that exact same $90,000 and feel financially untouchable. Same paycheck, different worlds. The difference? One number almost nobody tracks. Meet Marcus and Tyler, both 32, same company, same $90,000 salary. Both grab overpriced coffee on their commute. On paper, they're living identical lives. Then, both their cars break down the same week. $1,400 repair each. Marcus swipes his card without checking his account. Tyler reads the estimate 3 times, feels his chest tighten, and spends 20 minutes figuring out which bill to delay. What separates Marcus from Tyler isn't willpower or luck. It's net worth. And there are 3 specific levels where crossing that number transforms your entire relationship with money. If you've ever felt like you're running hard but standing still, hit subscribe, because today we're breaking down the 3 net worth levels where everything changes. Why this matters: we obsess over income. What do you make? How big was your raise? But income is just water flowing through your hands. Net worth is what stays in the bucket. That bucket has three levels where money starts behaving completely differently. Marcus crossed the first line. Tyler hasn't. That's the entire story. Level 1, $100,000 escape velocity. For some, $100,000 feels impossibly far. For others, almost insulting. Stay with me, this is the most important threshold, and the math is beautiful. Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett's late business partner worth billions, once said, the first $100. 000 is a grind, but you've got to do it. I don't care what you have to do. After that, you can ease off the gas. Why would a billionaire obsess over $100,000? Because the first $100,000 is where you do basically all the work. Here's the math. Say you invest $10,000 yearly at 7% average return. 0 to $100,000 takes 7-8 years. The market barely helps. Almost every dollar came from your paycheck. But then, $100,000 to $200,000, about 5 years. $200,000 to $300,000, under 4 years. $500,000 to $1 million, same time as that first $100,000, but you're building 10x the wealth. Why? Your money finally went to work. At $100,000 invested at 7%, your portfolio generates $7,000 annually while you sleep. That's nearly a maxed-out IRA contribution, earned automatically. You push the snowball uphill for 8 years. At $100,000, it crests and rolls on its own. The real magic, getting your brain back. But the true power isn't math, it's psychological. Princeton researchers approached mall shoppers and asked them to imagine a car repair. Half imagined $150. The other half imagined $1,500. Then everyone took a cognitive test. Wealthier shoppers? No difference. Lower income shoppers who imagined the $1,500 repair scored dramatically worse, a full standard deviation lower. Same people, same brains. Only difference, 30 seconds imagining money stress. The effect? Comparable to losing a full night of sleep. Picture living your entire life, every conversation, every work presentation functioning like you're sleep-deprived. Not tired, but because your brain constantly calculates covering emergencies. That's Tyler, in the parking lot. His brain isn't worse, it's taxed. The Federal Reserve found 37% of Americans couldn't cover a surprise $400 expense using cash or savings. That's not a discipline problem, it's a cushion problem. $100,000 doesn't buy a yacht, it buys quiet. A brain without constant financial static. That's level 1. Not about getting rich, about getting your mind back. Quick check. Are you below this line? On it? Or past it? Hold that answer. Level 2. $500,000, $1 million. When money gets a job, you've hit escape velocity. The static's gone. Now what? Now the most productive worker in your household might not be a person. At $500,000 invested, 7% return generates $35,000 annually. That's median American full-time earnings. Your portfolio earns a second income, no sick days, no vacation requests. At $1 million, that's 7%, throws off $70,000 yearly. More than most Americans earn working 40-plus hours weekly. At $1 million invested, your money out earns a typical salary while you sleep. Work optional stops being fantasy and becomes visible. You're not there yet, but you can see it. And seeing it changes everything. How level 2 feels? Remember Sarah? Marketing manager who crossed $600,000 last year. Her boss made an unreasonable demand. Instead of swallowing it, she calmly realized, I could walk. I won't today, but I could. That shift rewires how you negotiate, what you tolerate, and how much self-respect you'll trade for a paycheck. Smaller ways too. Not price-checking every grocery item, booking direct flights instead of 2 layover options to save $60 dishwasher dies. Crisis lasts 4 minutes. These aren't luxuries. They're friction removed from your week. People here don't notice it happened. They just stop bracing for impact. The reality, about 8% of U.S. households have $1 million net worth. Top 10% threshold sits around $1.9 million. Cross $1 million, you're top tier. Problem is, it rarely feels that way. The trap, lifestyle inflation. Meet Dave makes $250,000 annually, but has $30,000 net worth. How? Every raise brought a nicer car lease, bigger mortgage, premium subscriptions. His money never got that second job because every dollar immediately funded bigger lifestyle. Psychologists call this the hedonic treadmill. You get the raise, buy the nicer car, and within months it just feels normal. Thrill evaporates. Payment stays forever. Level 2 isn't about earning more, it's having discipline to let the gap between income and spending stay open long enough for compounding to walk through. Notice the pattern? Level 1 subtracted fear of emergencies. Level 2 subtracts fear of being trapped by one employer. Each level removes a fear. Level 3 removes the biggest one. Level 3. $5 million buying back your time. There's a concept called foo money, reaching a number where no person, boss, or bank can make you do anything you don't want. That number? Around $2.5 million. It's built on the 4% rule from decades of research asking, how much can you withdraw annually without running out? Answer, about 4%. Simple formula. Whatever you spend yearly, multiply by 25. That's your freedom number. Spend $40,000 yearly? Need $1 million. Spend $80,000? Need $2 million. Want $100,000 yearly without working? Need $2.5 million. At $5 million, support $175,000, $200,000 lifestyle indefinitely, your top 3% of U.S. households. The truth about money and happiness. For years, research said happiness flatlines at $75,000 income. Then Matthew Killingsworth found happiness keeps rising with income, no ceiling. Both were right. For 80% of reasonably content people, more money keeps buying happiness. But for the unhappy 20%, money relieves suffering up to $100,000, then stops, because their unhappiness was never about money. That's level 3's secret. People who arrive miserable thought the number was the destination. People who feel transformed use it to buy what matters, control over their time. Waking with saying yes to loved ones, no to hated work. Being present for moments they used to miss. Level 1 bought back a quiet mind. Level 2 bought options. Level 3 buys back your actual hours from anyone who used to own them. If you're not there yet, thinking I'm nowhere near level 1? Stop. These levels being rare isn't depressing, it's why they're worth chasing. Nearly 37% of Americans can't cover 3 months of expenses. The bar to feel different isn't infinite wealth. It's a cushion, then choice, then time back. The hardest stretch is climbing to $100,000. Where it's all you and the market barely helps. Almost everyone quits right there, right before the snowball crests. Outlast the boring part, and math stops working against you. You don't need just stubborn. The takeaway, we measure ourselves by income. But income is water speed. Net worth is bucket size. Marcus and Tyler earn identical salaries but live different lives. Only difference, which line they've crossed. You don't reach level 3 accidentally or level 1 overnight. But you get there one automated contribution at a time. Pick your next level. Not fantasy, the one actually within reach. 10 years from now, money will either work for you like Marcus, or you'll work around lacking it like Tyler. I know which parking lot moment I'd rather live. Not financial advice patterns with numbers. Comment which level you're climbing toward.